here in 1996 and then went across and played 2 seasons across at Parramatta in 97 and 98, scoring 13 tries in 45 games there, and then played 28 games with Salford in 1999. Ironically enough, well, not ironically enough, but I guess what doesn't get focused on is in that 1998 season, Kurt, he actually did play every game for the Eels, and it has to be one of the great chokes, leading 18-2, being run down, losing in extra time, 32-20, I think it was, and he had that kick after the siren had gone. I think Craig Polamander had taken a long field goal shot from about 40 or 45 metres out. I think it went under the crossbar, and Carriage got it at the back and decided to kick over the top. It didn't lead to a try, it didn't cause any damage, but it was the brain snap to end all brain snaps, wasn't it?
Look, it's even worse than that. It's actually the other way around. So Parramatta got the ball back, and he kicked downfield it wasn't even a chip and chase.
Oh, and that's where the field goal came from.
And then they picked it up, and then Polamander went for the field goal.
Wow.
So that's even worse. But, I mean, give him credit. He's trying to win the game himself. Look, it's a long time gone. But can
you imagine if social media was around then, Kurt?
Oh, he'd be trending number one for a week. But
brutal.
But look, the big story from that day was that Canterbury, the Bulldogs were down 18-2 with not long to go. And there were 40,000 there at the old SFS. And there were thousands of Doggies fans, passionate Doggies fans. You can imagine them back in the day. They're walking back towards Central. They've left the ground. And as they've passed every pub on the way down, they're seeing screens and Doggies fans are cheering, and they're peering in saying, what's going on? And then one pub, it's 18-6, and then Halligan kicks the goal, it's 18-8, then it's 18-14. And all of a sudden, the story goes that thousands of fans that were almost near Central turned around and ran back to the stadium and got back in.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
And like, you can imagine how dirty they were leaving, but then the euphoria that, hang on a second, something's going on here. And Parramatta were good for this for a long time too. And it happened in 99 again against Melbourne Storm. And they all turned around and started rushing back towards the stadium. So you can imagine thousands of Doggies fans and like green light, red light for the cars. Who gives a shit? Like, the cars are stopped. So the boys are running back and they all get back into the ground. And incredibly, I'm glad they did, because it was an amazing semi-final. And I'm glad it wasn't the Dragons, and I'm glad that this is going to work into a Parramatta thing shortly. But, yeah, to go back to Carrick, I mean, just...
It's a shame, Kurt, because Paul Carriage was a pretty good player for Parramatta, and I think there were other players in that side. I think Dean Pay and a few others made some pretty silly errors. I don't know if you can put an 18-2 lead being blown away on one guy.
18-2's got nothing against Carriage.
Yeah.